Well, I've seen this coming for like a while now, but only because of the PokeTuber Verlicify. You should check out his channel since he seems to really know his Pokemon. But what I'm doing is just announcing that he was right, and Lycanroc has an official new form for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It is official. It was just announced. I believe a while ago, a few hours ago, and let's see. There's not much known yet because it was just announced, and well, the anime, of course, was hinting it with Rockruff's attitude in the previous few episodes in Japan. I haven't seen those episodes, of course, for some reason, but well, it's a big deal, I guess, but we don't know much yet, and it's pretty late, so I'm kind of tired. So what do we know? We know it's a new form of Lycanroc. It is orange, like a sunset. It is called Dusk Lycanroc. And it's sort of like almost like an in-between, not necessarily a fusion, but like a very in-between of midday and midnight. Its overall body shape is most similar to midday, but its mane and its hair kind of resembles midnight. The way it's crescent shaped at the top. So it's way hairier than midday by itself, but it's way sleeker than, or like four-legged like midnight, because midnight tends to stand on two legs, but its color is interesting. Also, its eyes are green as opposed to blue and red like the other two, since midday has blue eyes and midnight has red eyes. And this one has green eyes, which, as Verlicify mentioned in one of his videos, I now know it is a rare phenomena that happens when a sun sets. The whole sky is orange and the sun is kind of yellow-orange, but there's usually a green flash in this rare phenomena that just happens from the sunset, like, I don't know, like some sort of a air particle physics. I mean, I know why the sky is blue and why the sunsets are red, but there's this rare occasion when the sunset causes a flash of green, which is why they gave Dusk Lycanroc green eyes. I know nothing about its stats yet, no one really knows, but I predict that it is much better in battling and stat-wise than midday and midnight are. Because from my experience, midday and midnight are kind of underwhelming. Sure, they have their uses and their move pools, and they're okay, but they're not as strong as they could have been. People are complaining why they don't learn Earthquake, or why they're so I don't know, frail. I mean, they're just pure rock types. They don't have anything like, a dark typing or a fighting typing, or maybe even I don't know. For example, the whole point of Midnight Lycanroc was that it uses counter, or at least that's its whole gimmick. And Midday is all about speed. I really, really hope that this rare Dusk Lycanroc, Dusk form, is much better at battling and has better stats. After all, in the anime, it's going to be what Ash's Rockruff is evolving into. It's now been confirmed. There's an image from the game itself, more or less. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool. I don't know much. I don't want to make any false assumptions. And like I said, its body shape is halfway between midday and midnight, and its color is halfway between theirs as well. Since midday is very light colored, and midnight is more of a I'm trying not to confuse the shiny form with the basic form, since Midnight Lycanroc, I'm trying to remember, is red, but when it's shiny, it's blue. Okay, so both are blue when they're shiny. Yeah, so both forms are bluish when they're shiny, but the standard Lycanroc is more of a tan when it's midday, and it's more of a red when it's midnight. And when I say when, I didn't mean that they change form, because these are permanent forms. Once a Rockruff evolves, it's always that form. Lycanrocs cannot change forms; they are permanent forms. I think I'm gonna do a video on Pokemon forms at some point to clarify all the different forms, since there's permanent forms, there's forms that change on by ability, there's forms that change by held item, there's forms that are only in battle, and there's forms outside of battle, and I have to organize these things to make a video since it's really interesting. But back to the topic on hand, since I'm drifting. It says here, Japanese variety show Pokenshi Gathering at the Pokemon House has aired within this, Shigeru Omori appeared and showcased the world's premiere of some Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon news. He showcased the Lycanroc form that was shown in the Korokoro cover, confirming yesterday's news. It also showed it evolving and then go into battle. It also showed Ash's Rockruff evolving into that form in the anime. We are currently updating our sections, so keep checking back. Updated the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon form section. It is called Dusk form. And, well, that's just Cerebee's coverage of it. Cerebee's very useful for stuff like this. So, this is supposed to be a big deal, but it's not so big because, you know, we want some other news about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon should have more news than just this. Now, Verlicify and other people are expecting other Pokemon to get new forms, since Sun and Moon was incomplete in more than one way. I agree that Sun and Moon was very incomplete feeling. It felt incomplete. But it's also possible that this was intentional because they wanted Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon to cover that. Now, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon in many ways is like a Gen 5, kind of like a Black and White sequels, Black 2, White 2, except they're not sequels. They have been said to be an alternate story. And I also believe that Pokemon will never do a triple game again. They will never do what they did with Platinum, Yellow, Crystal, and Emerald. Those are like what I call triples, like when they do a third game after a pair. I don't think they're ever doing that again. From now on, I think they're going to just stick with pairs like Sun and Moon. And maybe they will do sequel pairs like Black 2, White 2. Or alternate story pairs like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But people are expecting a third game because they didn't realize that Pokemon might not be doing those anymore. They expected Pokemon Stars, like I mentioned before they announced Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I predicted Pokemon Stars as the next game because it was always possible. But when they confirmed Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I realized that they could have done Stars, but they didn't. That means that the thing they were used to do with the third game, like Yellow, Crystal, Emerald, and Platinum, they might not do that anymore. They might have scrapped that idea. They might never do that again, is what I'm thinking. So they're sticking with pairs. It's a better marketing scheme. Which means Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are a pair. And every Pokemon game from now on may be just pairs. That's my prediction. My prediction is that only pairs and no more singles or triples when it comes to like a generation's games. Which is fine. They can do what they want. As I was saying, back when Sun and Moon was growing in like popularity before it came out. Like, everyone was talking about it. They were predicting things, and they were revealing a new Pokemon every week. But this is before Sun and Moon, the original Sun and Moon, came out. I remember that after the demo came out, which was not long before the actual game, and I remember playing the demo myself at some point, and that's where you get the Ash Greninja. When Sun and Moon's demo came out, it was data mined. And the data miners and the hackers got the data for all the Pokemon in the Sun and Moon Alola Pokedex. So that was a bit of a, I don't know. When I first looked at there, even though I shouldn't have, it spoiled everything. It was full of spoilers. All those Pokemon that I could have experienced honestly firsthand, they spoiled me. I wish I didn't look at that back then. But I remember that Lycanroc had some blank slots for forms. Because back then, Lycanroc only had two forms, midday and midnight. But there were some blank slots. Like, I forget if there was 1 or 2 blank slots. So people predicted that Lycanroc may have some hidden forms in the game. But they weren't in Sun and Moon. They intentionally left those slots. No, they were planning on giving Lycanroc more forms. But they might have changed their plans for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I don't know how they were how they were thinking this through. The game developers and the programmers and all that. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know why they left those slots blank. Maybe they had planned the extra forms but then changed their minds, or maybe they left it as a hint for data miners to find, but I doubt that. I don't know how it works. That means that, of course, Lycanroc's extra forms was planned ahead. But does that mean that there's a fourth form coming up? Because, sure, we have midday, we have midnight, and now we have confirmed dusk, which is between day and night. But between day and night can be either dusk or dawn. And like I said, there were 2 extra slots for Lycanroc forms, which means there may be a 4th secret Lycanroc coming soon. Dawn Lycanroc, maybe. I don't know what it'll look like. But if Dusk Lycanroc has midday's body and midnight's mane, maybe Dawn Lycanroc will have midnight's body and midday's mane. I don't know. And as for coloring, also, maybe it'll be bluish. I mean, what does a sunrise look like? I haven't seen a sunrise in, like, ever. But the coloring, of course, is significant based on what they're based on. Midday is bright. Dusk is an orange. And midnight is more of a deep red. Regardless of if a dawn is gonna exist or not, or if they're already, if it already exists and they haven't revealed it yet, we have Dusk here, and it is Ash's Pokemon, so it's significant in the anime. Now, this is something unique that I feel like the anime is gonna be all like, wow, we haven't seen this form of Lycanroc in so many years. It's like, it's so rare, since, for a Rockruff to evolve into midday, it has to evolve in the day, and for a Rockruff to evolve into midnight form, it has to evolve in the night. Which, day and night is all there is. But for a Rockruff to evolve into dusk form, I feel like is what they're doing, since I haven't seen the episode and I'm only guessing. It has to evolve at the moment that the sun sets. So the moment that the sun is halfway, between the sky and the horizon, like right when the sun is setting. And if a Rockruff evolves at that moment, and something to do with Tapu Lele's influence. Tapu Lele seems to be interfering the way Tapu Koko was. Tapu Lele's influence may be a part of this. If the Rockruff evolves at the moment the sun sets, I feel like that's how you get this new dusk form. And because a sunset is just for like a moment, while the day and the night are both each hours long, that's why this form is so rare, because it is not common for some Pokemon to evolve at that exact second or minute. And because this is something unique that only Ash seems to have, it might be this generation's of animes sort of Ash Greninja. Back in X and Y and Kalos, Ash Greninja was something that only he had, and it hasn't been seen for like 100 years or more. So it's something very rare, something very significant, something very unique, and it might be something that is like his signature Pokemon that only he has. I feel like that's what they're doing for like views. Ash Greninja was very popular because it was something unique that no one else had, and strong to boot. So this Dusk Lycanroc might be significant in the anime because it's something that only he has. As for that mysterious 4th Lycanroc, which may or may not exist, the Dawn Lycanroc, if it will exist, I predict that it will be owned by a rival of Ash's in the future. Since, up until this point, it was obvious that Rockruff probably wasn't going to evolve into the 2 common forms that we've known so far, since they were already owned by other people. There was a wild midday and midnight Lycanrocs training with Rockruff in that episode in the mountains. Olivia owns a midday form. Gladion owns a midnight form. So it made sense that Ash's Rockruff would be something unique, since they're following the thing they did in X and Y and Z, with Ash's Greninja having a secret form. Except this form is a permanent form, not a battle form. And of course, it's not a Mega Evolution, since they may not even mention Mega Evolution again in the anime. Who knows? I really want Mega Evolution to come back. As for this new form, I predict it's stronger than the other two forms. It's definitely rarer. Something is very special about it, but I don't know anything yet. It's just been released. And of course, the games of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon have more things to be announced in the future. Don't know when, don't know what, but it has to be something important. Or else, they've been keeping a lot of things secret. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon has been very quiet about its content. They could have told us anything up until this point, but they haven't said anything. After Ultra Sun Ultra Moon was announced, nothing until now. This is like the one piece of new information that we have since the original trailer. So I feel like they don't want to spoil us. Or maybe they're punishing us for being spoiled. I don't know. All I know is this form looks cool. I kind of like it. I may use it. And I'd be sounding more excited if I made this video at any other time than this late, but what can I do? It's late. And well, I think I've discussed enough for now. If something comes up, I'll discuss it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and share with a friend. And check out my channel for more Pokemon videos. And thanks for watching.